Yeah, it's going to be, it's just an ever changing area, the whole area of planning. And it is a challenge. It's become a lot more challenging, I think, in the last 2 to 3 years, in particular in the last probably 1 to 2 years, particularly around, the area of judicial review and the right to appeal SHDs. And that wasn't there. So the board would give, a decision whether it was a grant or a refusal, and then there was no right for you can right to appeal to the board on it. But then the judicial review kicked in, and it was never there for the purposes that it's being used for at the moment, where even administrative errors on a planning application, you can judicially review a planning application, a development, and that's just caused an absolute nightmare for everyone involved, consultants and developers and our clients and stuff. So yeah, I think everyone will be glad once. I think there is talk as well, isn't there, of the new legislation around the JR, and to remove administrative errors from it, and that it be more substantial grounds for JR. I think that's really needed, because I think everyone's kind of at their wits' end with the JR process now, and having to double and triple and quadruple check, and getting, like, there's some developments we're working on, Kev, that there's 3 or 4 legal counsels reviewing planning documentation before it's lodged, so it's kind of moved away from nearly a planning application to nearly a legal application at this stage. So I think everyone's going to be glad to see the back of that.
Yeah, so they're looking at bringing in a new form of judicial review, or new measures for it in Q2 of 2022. That seems a bit ambitious. Like one of the things they're trying to do is get all the local authorities to go for e-planning, so no printed paper, which should reduce. You were saying that a planning consultant had thousands of euros worth of print material.
Yeah, it's just insane. Like, some of the stuff that I've seen over the last year or two, in terms of the amount of printed documentation to go in for a planning application is just monstrous. Like, my reservations about whether they get stuff set up under the timelines that they're saying is, we're still submitting. Okay, they are trying to move to the e-portal for planning applications, but they haven't got there yet. So they have these ambitions about setting up perfect e-portals for Q1 of 2022, as you said. Like, realistically, that's not going to happen. And I just wonder, is some of the stuff that's been put out for the Housing for All scheme, the Housing for All document from government, whether a bit of its lip service. We all know that the planning system is a little bit broken, and the housing system is definitely broken, and change needs to happen and can't come quick enough. It just, it's great to have it down on paper, but it needs to be implemented for all concerned.